My name is Carl Kwok. In the year 2018, my boat Jest broke the Rolex China Sea Race record. This is a perpetual trophy. It has a long history. This is a very special race for the sailors in Hong Kong. This is the race, our version of the Sydney Hobart. Hustle bustle of Hong Kong is gone. You're in the middle of nowhere, and you're propelling yourself by the wind. It is not you against nature, it's you with nature, because you have to follow nature to take you where you're going. When you're out in the middle of nowhere in an environment like you're really by yourself, it becomes a little bit philosophical, I think. You realize that we're very, very small.
Instead of taking lessons from business to sailing, it's the other way around. It's taking lessons from sailing to business. As president of Standard Insurance, I am very competitive to make sure that our company should be one of the best in the world, but you cannot do it alone. In a yacht, there's no hierarchy. Everyone is supposed to be doing his or her job. If you're able to adapt that in a working environment, then you are able to come up with a good teamwork. The number one priority is for us to be able to take care of our people. Then everything else will follow. The win of our Rolex China Sea Race in 2023 was very special because it is the first time that a Philippine yacht has won the line honors.
Centennial 5!
Almost all of the crew in Centennial 5 are members of the Philippine Sailing. They were dinghy sailors, like Eliza Belmonte, who's top sailors in Laser. We want our Filipino sailors to be the best in Southeast Asia. So it's very important that our top sailors become the ones coaching, teaching the kids now.
Number one, always check your sail tie sa mga sail nyo. So, number one, out hole.
To be honest, wala akong idea sa kung ano man yung sailing. Pero alam ko sa sarili ko na mahilig ako sa tubig. Hindi man ako marunong lumangoy noon, pero alam ko na gusto ko yung dagat, gusto ko yung tubig. The National Sailing Center, napakahalaga niya para sa mga bata or para sa mga gustong matuto ng sailing. Hindi lang sa nakakatulong sa magulang na every imbis na mabarkada or mapalayo yung mga magulang nila or mapunta sa ibang pinagkakaabalahan. Pag weekend, with the help of Sir Judes Echaus, doon libre yung mga bata na gumamit ng boat, libre din yung mga coaches.
Ganyan yung takbo nila, di ba? Sumabay ka na, dito ka na.
As an assistant coach din ng mga bata, yung may instill ko lang sa kanila, aside sa sailing knowledge na ini-input namin sa kanila, is yung disiplina rin. And syempre, yung pagmamahal din sa laro.
So yun yung kailangan na bawi next game. Bawi.
After so many years, parang nakakatuwa lang isipin, tsaka parang ang saya lang na ito na pala yung mga narating natin sa sailing, na dati ganyan din tayo ka-cute katulad nila.
The Rolex China Sea Race is 565 nautical miles long. We start off in the busy harbour here in Hong Kong, and very quickly we're out into the open ocean. As we get down towards the Philippines, the last part of the race is the decision of when to go inshore. We have sea breeze and land breeze which work against each other. So you need a lot of endurance up in your mind mentally to get through on this race.
Last year we were second across the finish line. We could have done better if we'd gone the same way that Centennial 5 went. To try and get a line honours victory in this race, we've made some quite drastic last-minute changes. We've dropped 4 crew off the boat, so we're down to 9 sailors, 500 to 800 kgs of weight, and it will change the way that we have to sail the boat and put a lot of pressure on the 9 sailors that are left on board.
Centennial 5 have waterline lengtheners, that's true, but we will be absolutely sailing Happy Go to its max.
No matter whether it's a 5-mile race around the island or a 565-mile race across the China Sea, the start is always exciting.
All the crews will be trying to win that start.
It's quite an intense environment. There's high stress.
The tension, the trimming of the sails. Everybody's on tenterhooks.
In the middle of Hong Kong Harbour, you've got massive high-rises on either side of you. The wind is very variable, it's very unpredictable. Trying to get out cleanly, not crash into any other boats. It's a hectic place.
We're talking about every second and every inch. Get a good start and clear air, it counts a lot.
It gives you a bit of a boost and also puts a little bit of a psychological hit on the other teams.
If you get off to a bad start, that'll stick with you the whole entire race.
It's a long race, but it's also a race who's first to go out of Hong Kong.
You want to be first, despite the fact that you've got another 560 miles to go. It's really irrational and pretty stupid, but that's yachties, that's the way we do it.
The Rolex China Sea Race 係呢個船會最大嘅比賽，咁全世界嘅眼光都係聚焦喺香港度，佢就俾到呢個會啦，向世界宣揚呢個帆船運動，亦都俾到機會呢個會就去推廣運動俾啲青少年。Sails to Change Program 咧就係船會聯繫香港社會，我哋最主要嘅目的就係希望針對啲低下階層嘅兒童啦，佢哋可能冇經濟能力去接觸呢個運動，我哋就希望俾呢個機會佢哋去發展。係啦，手指公向自己，收繩手指公向自己咁收。喺我哋呢個 program 啦，咁就有2個學生比較好嘅、出色嘅，咁佢哋2個咧就經過我哋呢個訓練之後咧，佢哋就繼續去做佢啲帆船運動。咁而家已經係香港 Sailing Federation 裏邊嘅2個精英運動員。咁希望日後佢哋可以做多啲，去到可能代表香港參戰奧運。
咁我一開始參加呢個計劃嘅時候咧，我係唔係好識玩船嘅。咁咧我就由呢個新手嘅船咧，慢慢學習啦，去到一啲快嘅競技船啊、競賽船啊，去到而家咧，我係香港區域代表隊嘅成員啦，係。我自己係有諗過去。即係過咗排啦，我玩唔到細船嘅時候，我就會去玩一啲大船啊。我個目標就係離岸賽，我日後都會想參加呢個 Rolex China Sea Race。
We're about 2 hours into the race now, and the wind's 14, 15 to 16 knots. Sea state's a bit choppy. We've got Centennial 5 up to windward about 2 miles. Big decision now is whether we go south of run line or we stay on the run line. Well, at the moment, we're just going to stay with the wind, going as fast as we can. We'll make that decision later on. The offshore navigator is quite a lonely position. You can feel a lot of pressure on your shoulders to get the boat going in the right place. You have to ask yourself whether you've made a mistake, you go back, you second guess yourself. So I think you need a bit of a mindset where to say, I'm actually confident that I've made the right decisions. I can't win everything, and I've just got to keep going.
Rise and shine, guys. It's the first morning after first night on the plastic ocean. We are currently around 5th or 6th closest to the Philippines. Last year we finished 2nd overall in IST and 1st in our division of double-handed, so that's part of the reason why we're back, to give it another crack. So as we say in French, jamais deux sans trois. So never two without three. So we'll give it another try.
I think, each race is different. I'm 60 now and I still learn every day something on the boat,
This year, they're raising awareness for plastic pollution in the ocean. As sailors, we have a huge privilege of being able to get out there and see parts of the world that no one gets to witness. But, with that privilege also comes the witnessing that the planet is suffering.
Every year, 14 million tons of plastic waste goes into our oceans, and 80% of all ocean debris is plastic.
We are Plastic Ocean Foundation. We see a lot of these food containers, vanilla items.
This plastic is everywhere. It's between here to the Philippines, we see it all the time, and that's why we're here today. All of your actions count, and let's pick up some plastic.
A Plastic Ocean Foundation is a Hong Kong-based charity, and our mission is all about changing people's attitudes to plastics in one generation. And we do that through community outreach, school programs. Just last year, we reached 30,000 young people, and we cleaned 100 beaches and retrieved over 12 tons of plastic from our shorelines.
We found over 177 kilograms of waste on this tiny beach. So that really puts in perspective on how big the plastic waste problem really is. So what I've learned from this beach cleanup is that we all have responsibilities, and think twice about my usage of plastic in the future.
Today, nakaka 1 day and 5 hours na kaming nagsisailing. And yung water is mas kalmado na siya. Bali, as per experience, dito madi-differentiate ko lang na iba yung nagsisailing ka ng nasa dingis ka lang compare dito sa may offshore. Kasi ngayon, yung last night namin is grabe yung waves tsaka yung hangin. Tapos doon nakaramdam ako ng I felt sick. Pero wala kailangan bumalik kasi may mga trabaho kang gagawin.
Sailing on this race across the China Sea, you're further offshore than you are in pretty much any other major race. So you are pretty isolated and you're on your own. At about 9 in the evening, we start to see the moon coming up on our port bow, and just watching that beautiful full moon come up over the boat. This race really just amplifies that love of the sea, and it does encourage you to think a bit more about the planet.
Hong Kong is surrounded by water, so the connection that Hong Kong has to the marine environment is really deeply rooted in its history. But a lot of Hong Kong's natural coastlines have been replaced by artificial vertical seawalls, which are very homogeneous and not suitable for marine habitats. They also get incredibly hot in the summer months, and this is really not ideal for a lot of our local species. So an eco-shoreline is a natural-based solution to coastal protection and restoration. Eco-shorelines provide a lot of marine habitat, which improves our biodiversity and has an ultimate aim of improving the marine water quality in the region. Our team here in the State Key Laboratory of Marine Pollution, based at the City University here in Hong Kong, is focused on developing eco-shoreline solutions in the region. The structures which we build provide a lot of refuge and also a temperature refuge for species compared to traditional vertical seawalls.
咁香港特區政府咧非常支持將人工海堤生態化啦，咁因此咧就喺東涌呢個新填海項目咧就做咗一條近4公里長嘅生態海堤，包括咗垂直嘅、岩望嘅同埋紅樹林嘅生態海堤。咁呢個咧真係世界係好領先嘅一個項目嚟嘅，因為係證明咗咧政府有決心咧係。希望就可以透過呢個生態工程咧，將個生物多樣性提升啦，同埋個水質可以改善。
At the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club, in collaboration with the Oyster SOS program, we have different types of oyster shell installations. The oyster shells also provide a really ideal surface for other species to settle on and grow. Oysters are really, really incredible at filtering water. In fact, our local native species, one single oyster is capable of filtering up to 200 litres of water per day.
香港三面環海啦，我哋都靠住個海生活。咁如果個水體好咧，我哋亦都會健康。咁呢個係我哋責任咧，去保護我哋海港。
Morning from Plastic Ocean. We're on the second morning of the China Sea race. A little bit tired this morning. We've had a fairly calm night, but not much wind, so pretty stressful to keep the boat going fast. This race is extremely physically demanding, especially for us being double-handed. It's obviously non-stop around the clock. You're either working to make the boat faster or you're working to make yourself less tired. It's one or the other.
So we're coming up to midday on the second day, and we've got an average of 5 knots of wind now. The wind's really dropped. We got Centennial 5, a Bemis, about 30 miles. And behind us, we know we've got Seawolf about 70 miles. So it's going to be a tough final 115 miles in the finish line.
Time check, 11:35 a.m. We're running with 7 knots of wind. It's my turn and Lai's turn to trim and grind the spinnaker because our boys are already tired, so we'll take one for the team.
Ngayon, nag-trim ako si Ate Paula yung grinder ko. Maganda rin tong experience para matuto din kami mag-trim sa big boat.
For me and Eliza, it feels like we are a team within a team. And it's important that we rely on each other and we support each other. It's all about teamwork for us. We work for each other, we look out for each other.
So Parnassus 5 miles this way, we think, and just a little bit behind us, but pretty close. And this first fight, we've seen them since we left Hong Kong. So now we've got a race on our hands.
This year, we're lucky to have a boat that carries a very similar rating to us, a boat called Parnassus. It's a very beautiful boat. We have a very good friendly rivalry going with them.
Are they going higher, lower, faster, slower? We certainly keep track of them, and they certainly keep track of us, I'm sure.
We would like to beat Parnassus very, very much indeed.
From here, giving this red channel mark there. We're here on Happy Go. We're just talking about our plan to get into the finish line. We know we've got Super Centennial going down the coastline. Hit 75, we've got the GP slightly behind us, so there's all to play for, line on his own handicap. We will be watching Centennial 5 very carefully. If they get ahead, then there is going to be enough variation in the wind conditions that they may get hold up, we may have wind. There's going to be cat and mouse. The fight for line honours, if we stay together, is going to be quite an interesting fight.
The battle with Centennial 5 was close the whole race. We were aware of them the whole way, always checking to see who was close to the finish line. One moment they were ahead, another moment we were ahead, and it was pretty exciting. It was a really fun way to win the race.
非常激动，非常高兴。其实我们也准备了很多，因为这是我第2次参加这个赛事，真的没有想到拿到这个成绩，非常激动。我真的没有想到，这是我最大的惊喜。
It's the most exciting Rolex China Sea race that I've ever experienced. The most important thing is that young athletes feel good about it, win or lose.
I think there's a little disappointed, but to be part of this team and always to be represent the Philippines, it's great memories to be part of my life.
This is the end game. This is the game of chess that we play. What we're planning to do now is to go into the coast and find some breeze. By tomorrow morning, it will be revealed whether we'll make the right decision or not.
Moonblue 2 and us had a very close rivalry last year and they beat us to the post, so we're very pleased to be doing it the other way round this year. So there's a wry grin on all of our faces.
Our last morning on the race, we're coming up to Subic Bay. There's Moonblue is in front of us, but they're going really slowly, so I might be able to catch them.
Here's Moonblue. Very nice crossing.
Great effort, guys. Well done.
Great effort.
Nice to see you, Cosmos.
Thank you, mate.
Great, well done, thank you.
Unfortunately, our good friends and rivals on Parnassus went through us, so we're going to come second to them this year. We didn't find the win, but we enjoyed looking for it.
When you do the Rolex China Sea race, there's an element of addiction to it. It's such a good race. In the lead up to it, you're like, why do I do it? And then you do it and you're like, oh, all right, I'll probably want to do this again another time.
Line honours go to Happy Go. And finally, first place IRC overall, Happy Go, P1.
Often when you finish the race, you say, well, that's the last time. 6 months later, you're preparing for the next one again.
Part of the beauty of doing this race is that it's different each time. You never get bored with going offshore. You never get bored with doing the Rolex China Sea race.
Next time on The Spirit of Yachting, cutting-edge competition at the Rolex TP52 World Championship.